Okay.
I was like, my legs is like already falling asleep looking at that.
There's a pillow, maybe. Oh, sorry.
Oh, sorry.
Scene one.
For the boys.
Boys.
I was trying to think of a cute like rhyme. It didn't come to me. Boys with the toys. I'm like, what?
Oh, I gotta change my shirt. Fuck. Okay, never mind.
Change it?
Nope.
Okay.
Just gonna go like this.
Okay.
I pledge allegiance to the flag.
I don't like that I can't hear myself. Okay, it's fine. It's totally fine.
I can hear you.
Well, that's because you have your handy dandy little ear thing.
Well, I have to monitor everybody. Make
I
sure.
know, you're right. You're right. Okay, on 3, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Hi.
What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of
Be Uplifted.
It's the effort for me. She was like, I'm going to do it. Most people...
I'm not sure what I'm supposed to do.
I love it, though, because she actually did it. Most people just go,
Right.
wait, what?
But that's how you know she's like a supporter.
Right?
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's how I do it.
Yeah, you don't ever say anything. So if you guys have never noticed, that's his thing. He actually always never says anything. He'll just always almost make a face. Yeah,
He goes like
that's
this,
his
too.
thing.
Yeah.
Or he'll do this.
Yeah.
All right, so if you guys see, the scenery is a little bit different.
Yes.
We're welcoming back someone very special.
Yes.
It's Rope Girl.
Rope girl.
Actually, we're welcoming back 2 very special people. Lonnie is back from having the baby. Yay!
Hi, guys.
I'm like trying
Yay.
not to be extra excited. And then we have Bayan here, Miss PersianSkater. So if you guys haven't checked it out, please be sure to check out our other episode with her. That's actually one of our most watched episodes because it's fucking hilarious.
Literally.
It's not one of. It's the most
Yeah.
listened to.
Actually, yes, it is the most listened to.
Literally?
Yes, it
Yeah.
is.
Oh my
She's
gosh.
like the Miss No Knife girl.
Yeah, so and you got to check out that short, that clip, that reel, whatever you want to
Yeah.
check it out on because it's fucking hilarious. And she has one of the most memorable short stories that she's told on here.
I forgot about that story.
So before we get started, we'll just go down the line in case we have any new listeners and introduce ourselves
So let's start this
this way.
I am Vincent. I used to be left-handed.
Really? Is that real?
Yeah.
Oh,
Used to? Whoa.
Mhm.
Okay.
oh, crazy.
My mom thought it was gonna be easier for me to do everything right-handed,
So she forced
so she forced me to learn everything
Dang.
right-handed.
You
Okay.
learn something new about your friends every day.
Yeah.
Noted for my kid. I'm
I
just
know,
kidding.
right? And my name is Ari, and that's about as exciting as it gets, guys.
My name is Bayan. Hi, everyone.
Hi, I'm Lonnie.
Yay!
My name is Rich, and I used to be left out of this fucking podcast.
Yep.
Boom-ch.
And then
Okay, so today I thought we think
I thought we think.
We
thunked that we'd get to know Bayan a little bit better. So since she was one of our the most watched, I keep having to correct myself, the most watched episode, it's like, why don't we get to know this special
From
person?
here, I will call her Queen B.
Queen B. There you go.
I like being here.
She's like, this is good. This is good.
nice.
So first and foremost, why don't you tell us how you and Bayan became friends? Because Vince is actually the one that gave us the pleasure of meeting Bayan.
Actually, I want to know how you remember it.
Okay.
I was actually excited to hear yours before.
I friend zoned her,
Okay.
right? Isn't that what happened? You're like you. She came into. Was I still at Ritz or was this already at George's?
No, this was at Ritz.
I was at Ritz. Yeah, my name still says Ritz.
It does.
Yeah.
I'm still.
So
Your
she
son
came
is
into Ritz. She wanted to know about cameras, and then I think I said, "Well, I'm gonna do night photography. Do you want to go?" Right?
Knife photography?
Night.
Oh, knife.
I know. I heard nice too.
I was like,
No.
so it matches the knife story,
Yeah.
knife photography.
It
That was
wasn't me.
you.
I swear, guys, it wasn't me. So yeah, it was that. I forgot how it led up to it, but then I was like, I have a girlfriend. Or you asked me about.
Okay, so I went in there. I had just bought a camera, and you were saying that you also teach photography, and I was
Yeah.
like, okay, how do I like take your classes and stuff? And you were like, well, I'm going to do night photography tonight in Coronado if you want to come. And I was like, oh, really? Like I can come and watch and learn and stuff. And you're like, well, where are you from? And I was like, I'm Persian. And you're like, oh no, I don't date Persians. I'm sorry. sorry, what? And you're like, yeah, you guys are too expensive.
They are.
They are.
They do have really good taste. That's for sure.
Yes, and that's how you friend zone me.
Yeah. I fucked that up.
I'm gonna go with yes on that one.
No, but it was really cool. It was fun watching her running back and forth, taking pictures in the street.
So you did end up going then.
Yeah.
Yeah, I ended up going to
cool.
Coronado, and we did. We took pictures of San Diego.
Oh, that's cool. Do you guys still have those pictures?
I'll find it. I
Yeah.
think I actually have the video somewhere of you
me
running
running
back
back.
and forth.
That's cool. I
Yeah.
love that.
Yeah, it was hilarious. She was trying to take a self-portrait in the middle of the street, so she put her camera on the sidewalk on a tripod, and she would set the timer. She would run in the middle of the street and then pose and then come back and then like, did I get it? Oh, do it again. She hits it. It was just like she was doing suicides in the street.
And not once did Vince say, "Let me help you."
Hey, you
Hey,
gotta
the
learn.
That's the best
lessons
part
that
of the
you
story
heard,
right there.
the lessons that you learn the hard way are the ones that you have to only learn once.
Right?
And it
true.
sticks.
Okay.
Yeah.
And it sticks.
Yep.
Very true. That's actually
Yeah.
true. That's
Now
fucked
she's-
up, but it's true.
Now she's my best friend, and she can find me anytime she.
Now she just tells you to do it.
Do you want to tell them how?
Okay, so
So we went to a haunted Kinko's, right?
okay, wait, rewind. So I was going to Shark Tank, and I was putting my presentation together, and I invite Vince to come with me. So we're at FedEx, and you want to tell the haunted part?
Yeah. Okay. So it's a FedEx Kinko's. That's why I said Kinko's, and she said FedEx. It's not that she doesn't want to have my back on these stories. It's just she remembers things differently, right?
Okay.
And then you know how they have those scales that if you have like a Bayan box or
Yeah.
something
Right.
like huge, they'll put you on the scale. And I noticed this one said like over 200,000 pounds, and it kept on going up. And I was like, yo, that ghost is fat. And it just keeps on gaining weight. Because it was like, okay, I could understand if it was like a calendar or like because it said the first numbers were 202 and then the next one was 2. I was like, okay, it's just last year's calendar counting. But I was like, wait, no, that's a scale. That's clearly a scale. So this ghost was just eating Fritos.
Fritos.
Imaginary Fritos?
Yeah,
Okay. Ghost Fritos.
clearly.
Okay.
I have a video.
That's
Yeah.
crazy.
That's crazy.
Wait, so you were on? Did you actually show up on Shark Tank on the
I
on the
didn't-
show?
No, because I didn't want to sign an 18-page contract when I got there. I was too. I thought.
Wait, you
I
only
thought
have to sign one of those pages.
No, you have to sign all 18.
Oh, fuck that. No.
And I thought like we would
3-page
go
max.
and like do like a little presentation, and then like once
Decide
we
then.
like once we decide on something, like once I get a sense of what's happening, then they give us a contract, we take it home, and then when we come for a second showing, we would have the contract signed. And no, they wanted us to sign it right there before we even like talk to anybody or get wristbands.
Right.
And
Oh, that's a little scary when it's your
and
baby too.
yeah, and they didn't like. It was hidden. Like they sent us a link, and then in the link, like you have to read everything. And there's like this that says here, and it's like all white. Like the background is black, and it's all in white ink. And it's like you really have to read through it to get to the here to get the
Dang.
contract. And then so when you get there, they're like, well, if you didn't sign it, then go get it printed and sign it now. And it's like, I'm not rushing.
Especially a contract. What the
Right. And it's 18 pages. There's
Yeah.
some small print in there somewhere that they don't want you to see.
It was like
know?
all small print.
Yeah.
I heard the filming process is forever too. I mean, you think it's like, like the 5-10 minutes that they're on there. It's actually like almost a day and a half of
Yeah.
filming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Trying to
It's-
figure out lighting and all that stuff and just retakes over and over again.
Yeah. That's
Oh, yeah.
crazy.
Did you know that 15-minute pornos take a whole day to film?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, that's just like on Instagram. Like you can literally post like a 1-minute clip and that takes you 8 hours to edit it. You know what I mean? So it's
Yeah, so all you
understandable.
fuckers that keep on trying to hire me as a photographer or videographer and say, oh, it's just going to be a quick video. No, fuck you.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
never quick.
Yeah.
Never ever.
Even
No, literally,
this
fuck that.
even this podcast takes forever to edit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry.
You know, when I said that, I felt Bayan looking at me, and then I turned and she was like looking at me. I was like, oh, shit, I wasn't talking about you.
Which part?
When you say, oh, can we do a quick video?
That was all about me, wasn't it?
No, it wasn't.
Thinking about that, I didn't even.
So, okay, it wasn't only about her, but it was kind of all about her.
So I'm gonna ask, like, for Shark Tank, what business were you trying to?
Tadig Tacos.
It was so it was just recently.
Yeah, this was last week.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well-
Oh, last week.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I thought this
Oh
was
my
like.
gosh.
wait, no.
No.
Tell. We're still talking about how do you
Yeah.
find me?
Oh
yeah, let's
so
rewind.
we're
Okay,
back-
one by
So
one.
let's go back to FedEx.
Yeah.
So we're at FedEx. We got the prints of what I need, and I want to come back to the studio. And usually when I want to search for the studio, I just go to Vince's contact, and he's sharing his location. So I just click on his location, and I get you. So he's sitting next to me, and I go find him, and I click on it. It says 1 minute from Friars Road to wherever Vince is, and I look over and I'm like, oh shit, you're sitting right next to me.
That's funny.
Yeah, they didn't like me very much at Ginkgo's. Well, the guy didn't. I think he thought we were together too.
Well, you told him something about your girlfriend, and
Well, I didn't say you.
I mean, it was safe for him to assume that
So, okay.
these two strangers,
Right?
This man at Kinko's, oh, he was dreamy. Like, sir, save some for the rest of us, right? And I saw him and we locked eyes and I was like, yo, man, real talk. I hope my girlfriend cheats on me with somebody like you.
as I'm paying.
She starts blushing. I was like, I wasn't talking about you, bitch. Shit. Dang.
If
I
I,
mean-
was a stranger, I'd be like, "Are you gonna let him talk to you like
Right?
that?"
But yeah, he kept
Exactly.
looking at me like he was like, oh.
He's like, do I laugh? Do I blink twice, lady? That's so funny.
Dang.
Yeah.
Okay, so that is like your guys' first like rendezvous together.
No, we've had hella rendezvous. And we just
No, was that the first one or was
no,
that
we're
one?
talking about a week
recently.
ago.
Oh, a week
Yeah.
ago.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh
okay.
my
I thought
gosh.
this was going back to like that happened after the photography.
No.
was mushing it all
No,
together.
I was all mad too because she was all like, I didn't even go on the show, and I sent her a thing, and it was like, you want me to kill them?
That's so funny.
Wait, what?
I sent you the was it the meme of that girl? She's all, you want me to kill them? You
For
know, from
what?
Happy Gilmore, because you didn't get to go on Shark Tank.
Oh, yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, that's what we're talking about.
That's so funny. Okay, well, let's get back to you because you're the highlight of this. So, what do you do? I know that you run a business, you skate. Like, tell us all about that.
Okay, so yes, I roller skate, I model on my PersianSkater page, and then I opened a business in 2019, and it's a food truck. It's a Persian fusion food truck, and I run the business here. I operate here in San Diego on Thursdays to Sundays, and it's called Tahdig Tacos, and basically we serve tahdig, which is a Persian style of like when we make rice at the bottom, it's like the crispiness of the bottom of the pot. So that's the taco shell, and then we have carne asada, Korean barbecue. Like we have different types of fusion options that go on that Persian shell.
She even have the Nutella version, right?
Yeah.
Because my kids saw that because I was like, we're gonna go here to eat. They're like, mommy, there's Nutella. I was like, all right, bet.
Sold.
Yeah.
That's awesome. How'd you get into like the food business and the name and all of that?
Yeah. What inspired that?
Well, first tell them what the original Instagram name was. Let's start from the beginning.
You're gonna go that far.
So originally what inspired the idea was it was like a search for my identity. I feel like as an immigrant, it's always, even like earlier today, I was getting my eyebrows done and the lady was like, oh, but you've been here since you were 9, right? So you're totally American. And it's like that feeling of like not fitting into the box of being American and then not fitting into the box of being fully Persian. Like when I visit Iran, I'm the American girl. And then when I'm at school, I'm the Persian girl. So it's like that feeling of not feeling like wholeness. And so I was really searching for that. And I feel like I identified it with food because I am whole. It's just that I have different parts. Like I'm a different type of person than somebody who's fully Persian, that was raised, that was born, and is living in Iran now, has never left the country. It doesn't mean that I'm not whole if I'm not that person. And so that's what inspired Tahdig Tacos. And then originally I wasn't very, I wasn't thinking of like how Americans would say this, because I'm assuming everybody knows what tahdig is. Like, because I'm Persian, I know what tahdig is. I assume like everybody knows what tahdig is. So I was like, eat tatig.
Wait, let's stop. Rich, how is that pronounced in American?
Eat a dick.
Right. I
Oh
was
my
seeing where that was
gosh.
going.
Eat a dig.
Continue, please.
Good pause.
Right.
So I named my Instagram page because tatig was taken. I put eat tatig. And so I didn't.
Sounds like an
really-
OnlyFans page.
You know what? Say it with confidence. Say it really fast, straight through. Say it like own up to that, Bayan.
Say it with force.
This is what started you. You owe it to yourself to say it with strength and confidence, straight through with no
What
pauses.
you thought it sounded like in your head when you created it. Go ahead. What did it sound like?
Why are you ruining it?
Eat tatig.
Yeah. And then,
Looking at him.
He's so
He's like, no.
And it wasn't until I had an event in North Park, and there's like, I don't know, like 8 or 9 firefighters that came in
oh God, here it goes.
Oh god.
They're all saying it.
to this brewery, and it just says eat tadig like on top of the menu, and then it just has my menu on there, and you can just hear them like the minions like eat the dick, eat a dick, eat a dick.
Oh my God.
And I turned around, I'm like, what? And they're like, what's the name of your business again? What does it mean? And I was just like, oh my God.
Was that when the light bulb went off when you were like, oh
Yeah.
shit, what did I do?
I was just like, oh my God.
Wait, so when did you change the name?
After that day?
After that day, I was just like, okay, this isn't going to work out. And then I also had,
But you attracted firefighters. I don't see the downside in this.
I mean, it
Very
was
true.
great.
Yeah.
I was like, firefighters, yeah.
Sir, save some for the rest of us.
Yeah. Is there more?
No. I was there from the beginning. I made the to-do list. Remember that? Yeah.
Do list. Took me a minute. I said,
And she thought I was going to be helpful. No, I'm just sitting there writing down dad jokes about this shit.
Well, you shot you shot every single menu
Yeah.
photo shoot for my food truck so far,
Mm-hmm.
for my food tent and then my food truck.
But more importantly, who ate the most tadig?
Oh my God. So Vince has eaten 7 tadigs. They're each a size of a burrito. He's ate 7 in one sitting. And the only reason he stopped after 7 is because I sold out.
oh, wow.
That's awesome.
Which one is your
though.
favorite?
The what I forget how to.
Eggplant one?
Yeah.
That's discontinued.
Yeah, the
Oh,
discontinued.
damn.
one. Yeah.
I was like,
No, but the other ones are great. It's just that like with it being eggplant, I feel like I could just continuously eat it and never feel like I'll get full,
Overindulging.
but I'm not. I don't feel like heavy. You know what I mean? Not like the carne asada is one of my favorites, but because it's heavier.
Yeah.
Like I'll eat like 4 of those and I'll be like, oh, I'm getting full.
that makes sense.
Yeah.
Most people eat half of one and they say they got full.
So tell us about your menu. Like you said that it's Persian fusion. So how did you come up with the different types of recipes and things like that? Like what expired? What inspired them? Where did they come from?
Just from living here in SoCal. So like growing up in middle school and high school, in college, and now like even just this table alone, like
Yeah.
I've been friends with people from all different types of cultures, and I think food is the one thing that like brings us closer.
Absolutely. I
hella.
totally agree with that. Yeah.
And so like I remember like one of the first recipes I ever learned how to make was lumpia, because my best friend would like whenever they would have parties, like I would go and help her mom, and like we would sit there and make lumpia. So it's like
Her old best friend, not the good, better, new one. Bring that out.
And so like, yeah, so basically I wanted to, and I feel like originally I'd be like, okay, well, like I'm not Filipino, or I'm not Mexican, or I'm not this. And it's like, I feel like growing up in San Diego, like everything kind of gets infused. Like we
Right.
just kind of get to know everybody else, and it becomes part of our culture too, because now I make food that's not originated from Iran in my kitchen. And so I wanted to bring that out, and I wanted Taddy to be introduced to not just Iranians, because we already know what it is. Like, if you bring the name up to any Persian, like, they're just like, what, where's the tadi? Like, it's just like at our dinner tables, like, we know that's what everyone's fighting over. We know that's the first thing everyone's going to go for. So if you go to a Persian party, you know, like, which plate's going to be empty first. And I wanted to bring that feeling about that specific food to other people, like, around the world. And so I figured maybe it'll be more difficult to get somebody to eat a fully Persian dish. So it's tadig with korma sabzi, which is like a fully Persian dish. However, like, if that person wants to try tadig with, I don't know, Korean barbecue, because they know what Korean barbecue is, then they'll at least eat the food, and then
they'll be
like,
open to trying the other
like,
one.
let me taste like what a fully Persian one tastes like. Or sometimes they'll come and get one and one, like when it's couples, and they're just like, okay, well, we want to taste both of these like dishes. And so my idea is to introduce Persian food to Iranians, and then introduce Iranians to the opportunity to be fusion, to like, to not be so traditional. My Nutella tadig is the most controversial tadig I have.
That was
Yeah.
gonna be my next question too.
Okay.
Because as a fan of tadig, I always see, like, whenever that Nutella shows up, it's almost like, why? You know, you get all the why even mess with it? So I mean, but I think it's just people being closed-minded. But how do you deal with, you know, the detractors when it comes to fusion? Because anytime you make fusion, there's always going to be those traditionalists that want to, like, put their foot down or want to give their 2 cents that whatever
It's
thing
not
that,
authentic.
yeah, it's not authentic enough, and that whatever their moms makes is actually the quote unquote authentic thing.
Right. And I feel like every time that comes up, I think it's funny. Like, I think it's funny that people react so heavily to some, like, for me, like, if I'm scrolling and I see something really odd, I'm like, oh, I would try that. Or no, I wouldn't want to like see, like, and I wouldn't hate the person for creating it. And so, like, sometimes when they come at me like super angry, I'm like, okay, like, who hurt you today?
That part.
I see why she's your best friend.
I've tried to help with the cybersecurity as far as the post.
Oh yeah, I've been sat there one time and just started replying.
I don't even remember what I said, but
I mean,
it was probably good.
It's just for fun, right? Like, I remember the Nutella was actually a joke that one day. Like, when we did the taste test, when we first tried it, we did the taste test. Somebody said, why don't you add Nutella?
And it was a joke.
Yeah.
Like, the whole thing was a joke. Well, originally it started because I had Kit Kats in my freezer, and that's the only thing I had except for tadig. So when I was creating my tadig tacos concept, I was making, like, I don't know, 20, 30 tadigs a day, because I wanted to, like, test it and see which one's going to be the crispiest one, which is going to be the best one. And then anytime friends would come over, I'd be like, do you guys want to, like, taste these and let me know? And then one time I didn't have anything to top it except for I had Kit Kats in the freezer. So my friends started rolling up Kit Kats in the middle of
Oh, how
tadig.
funny.
And, like, we just started eating this, and it tasted so good. Like, originally I was like, ew. And then I was like, well, he's like, don't knock it till you try it. And I was like, okay. So I did. And it tasted so good. And then on the taste testing party, he's like, well, what if we just put Nutella on there? And, like, as soon as any person that was like, no, I don't want to taste it, and then they would put, like, a piece in their mouth, they're like, okay, this is really good. Like, give me more.
Yeah.
So how do we sign up for this taste testing party?
I know. I'm like, wait a minute. I want to be invited to one of these.
You can watch it on my channel. There's a vlog.
Yeah.
Just
That
plug
doesn't help
yourself.
us for now, Rich.
That's so awesome. Like, so as far as, like, getting your, like, from the beginning, trying to get all, what, you have people that sponsor you, or, like, how'd you start that business as far as getting the funds? And you said from a tent to a food truck?
Yeah. I mean, I believe in creating, like, whatever idea you have, like, however you can, until you can get to, like, the big picture, right?
Yeah.
So, like, the big picture is obviously, like, a franchise of restaurants around the world. Like, and I didn't have the funds to create a franchise or a restaurant, or, like, even my first restaurant. And I didn't have enough money for the food truck. So I kept bringing I started to shrink down my vision smaller and smaller until, like, it was something that I could afford, that I could do right now until I get to like what I want next. So what I could do is get a $10,000 credit card and max it until like I can start making sales and pay it back, and then max it again until I can pay it back, and like just keep growing until I have the funds to create a food truck. And then originally I didn't have the funds to create my food truck, so I started to look at how I can finance that. And so like it's all about just being strategic with like financing things, and just building to the next step. And so like now it's like I want my restaurant, I want a fleet of food trucks, I want something bigger than what I have now. So now I'm again like going back and like, okay, well,
Always back to the drawing board.
Yeah, back to the drawing board.
Moral of the story: debt is dope.
No, I actually think that's really great question that you asked, and that's really good that you're sharing transparently what you had to do, because I think a lot of entrepreneurs or want to be entrepreneurs, they stop because they're thinking, I can't afford the restaurant, right? Or I can't afford the franchise. And it's really good that you're sharing that, because I think people out there that are watching that have aspirations to start a business, they need to know it's okay not to have everything at the beginning.
Yeah.
You know, it's okay to start from scratch and grow slowly. Like it's almost a labor of love, you know, and the reward at the end becomes super worth it. So
Right.
Well, I mean, like even with Bayan, like when she first started, it was like at your apartment in La Jolla. I mean, it was like one oven and like a crock pot,
Yeah.
you know, and it was just like, if people think that it was just like an overnight thing, it wasn't. You know,
Right.
then it was like you doing like the little food fairs like at Sony, and then eventually at that one spot we were at for the pandemic. Because it was the
Yeah.
only spot that we could go to without masks.
Yeah.
But it was like it was always like, you know, you've seen her car in the front.
yeah.
I mean, she used to load everything in that car, so it's not like it was.
It's a little sedan.
Yeah, it's a little sedan, and it's like all the ovens and everything else, and it's just like sometimes when you look back, I was like, damn. Luckily, like some of it's like on my like I vlogged it,
Yeah.
so I can kind of
That's
go
so
back.
cool.
And
Sometimes
I'm like,
I wish we videoed more of what
Yeah.
was going on.
but it was during the pandemic, so we were really secluded to that one area,
Yeah.
that one spot. But I just think that, you know, now that's like I come around and I'm like, oh, there's a food truck, and I look back, I'm like, wow, it wasn't so long ago that it was just.
This is like legit boss babe right here. This is not bossy babe. This is legit boss babe.
But it's true grassroots stuff,
Right.
you know, and it's true like that you can just start off slowly, and eventually, like once you receive the funds, you can kind of just like parlay that, you know, trickle
Right.
down effect.
Exactly.
I mean, that's true.
and
Every time somebody starts something, they suck. Okay, like
Yeah.
like even this podcast, I didn't start with like all of this shit. I used to only have 4 cameras.
I used to only have a kitchen counter
Yeah.
and a
Yeah.
camera, like a dinky little camera.
It was a webcam.
Yeah, a little
Yeah.
tiny
Yeah.
webcam and cheap
Started
lighting.
from the bottom. Now we're
Yeah,
going.
exactly.
Yeah,
So
it was really like,
go for it.
It was
if you're
really
watching.
iffy until I joined.
Okay,
Thanks,
we
Rich.
get it. You are key. We get it.
Oh my gosh.
No,
No, but fact of the matter is, like when you started your vlog, you had a HX80.
HX80.
Yeah,
Okay, iPhone first.
Well, you had the iPhone first, then you had an HX80. When I started streaming, well, no, okay, that's a bad example. When I started doing the vlogs and stuff, I only had like a couple cameras.
Yeah.
But then those were for work, and I was already a photographer. But then, like that built, you know, like when you started, like your business, you had to start from the bottom too, right? I
Which
mean,
one?
like there was some
Are you talking about DJing or are you talking about the event planning?
both.
Both. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. No, for sure.
Yeah, you know.
And the reason why I asked you is because, like you said, there's so many people out there I know that are wanting to own their own business, especially with our generation, right? People are starting on Instagram and like, you know, making, oh, I'm selling whatever on this day and pick up and whatever. So I really admire that you started something and you see a bigger picture and having it start small and then just grow from there. So I'm excited to see what else you have in store. Like I'm like, shit, I need to go to your food truck because
No, literally, I watch your
Literally.
calendar all the time, and every time, well, before you like stayed in San Diego, I was like, fuck, like the day she's here, I always have something
Yeah.
happening, right? So I'm always like, babe, it's here. And he's like, oh, we have something. So like, I'm like, now that you're here, I'm gonna catch your fucking food truck. You know? I'm like, there's no not catching it now.
we got to do a Be Uplifted day.
For
and
sure,
just
and vlog
go.
it and everything.
Yeah.
That would be amazing.
If
That'd
you're
be
down
so
with us,
fun.
just
yes,
like,
yes, that'd
okay,
be so
cool.
fun. And I want to also add, like, in that beginning stage, the feeling of shame comes up a lot. And I know Brene Brown has like a huge piece on like overcoming the feeling of shame.
Our president?
Brene Brown.
Oh,
She's a influence or like
She's
a
like a
talker,
motivational
speaker.
speaker.
Well,
Oh.
influencer talker.
okay.
Same thing.
I want that I want that on my business
is
card.
just not here right now.
And yeah, and just like at that moment, I remember like at that taste testing party, I had my director from when I sold life insurance and one of my old coworkers, one of the managers when I used to own an insurance agency. And I remember like she just came to my food taste testing party and she's like looking around and just looking at me and like and giving me a feeling of shame at that moment, feeling like I just downgraded. Like I had an insurance agency and I was making all this money and I sold that, and now I'm over here like cooking for everybody and I'm moving I remember my mom had to bring half of my stuff because at the time like I didn't know how to like set up, you know, a food event, and that was my first time like serving my food, and I obviously wasn't charging anybody for it, so like it was costing me a lot of money and time and energy, and I wasn't really like getting anything back at the time. And I remember she stared at me and she was just like, just sell everything you did and just like go back to like selling insurance so you can make some money. Like, I don't know how long this is gonna last you. And now her and her husband come and support my food truck, and she opened a catering, like a charcuterie event.
Well, what do you know?
And she'll come to me and she's like, you know, like she'll like share with me that like she's doing like, and I'm like, anything I could do to support you, like I'm here for you.
Low key probably inspired her. You know
and
what
I
mean?
inspired, and
Yeah.
she even said it, like she was like, you know, you inspired me because you just kept at it and you didn't give up when you felt shameful, like people were looking down at you. And like I feel like no matter what you start, whether you're gonna start DJing and you're at this event and there's only like 20 people and maybe you didn't get paid for the event or like the gig or whatever, like, and you're just like, am I really gonna give up my 6-figure job at a place I hate to do this and not make any money even though it's my passion? Like, yes, like keep going. Like that time is going to pass, and no matter when you start, like it's going to come. Like that time, you have to pass it no matter when you start. If you start at 40, if you start at 50, if you start at 30, like if you start at 15, like
Preach, girl.
that time is gonna you're gonna have to pass it no matter what. So like just get over shame.
Right.
I really love that message because I feel like that would resonate for all
Everybody,
of us,
yeah.
you know, especially. So now that we've talked about your wonderful food business and how amazing and inspiring you are, there's the other side, Miss Persian Skater side. You want to tell us a little bit about how you got into skating and how you got into that?
Yes. So skating for me, it has always been, it still is today. It's not like something that I really make money from. It's just my passion that it's my anxiety relief. So skating is my exercise and it's my way of like meditation. It's my self-love moments. Like, I like to do it the first thing I wake up so that I can give myself something that I love to do, which is like dancing and just being free and like feeling like the liberty of like life. And, that's what skating is for me. And I took it really full force when I got out of a toxic relationship in 2019, April 1st, 2019. And Vince actually invited me to it was like a photography event. And I remember that day, like I had like, I don't know, like maybe 5 or 6 cameras like shooting at me at the same time. And I was on my skates. And at the time I didn't really skate well. It was just like being in front of the camera felt really, really nice. And it felt like I was beautiful. Like I felt like I
love
like,
that.
Well, you are.
I know. I'm like, it helps that you're hot as fuck, but yes.
and I like felt seen. And
Whatever. I'm still taking credit for that shit. Go on.
and so like I don't know, it just like after that I started to create Persian Skater along with the skating, because the skating was already there to begin with, and then I added modeling to that, and that's where Persian Skater was created. I started posting myself as a skater, and I think that's another step of like identity for me, is really like embodying each of the identities. Like I remember when people would call me a model, like I would hesitate because I would associate being a model with like a cheap job, or like something that like I'm not, like I'm better than. And like that's the feeling, like that feeling of I'm better than is like what I feel like we all need to like get over. Like there's nothing that we're better than. And like if we can embody like each of these like identities, like even like being a chef, like that was the next identity that I had to like overcome. Like after modeling, like I don't know, like once I was like, okay, I'm a model, and then I was like, okay, like this is like feeling like I'm a queen and I'm beautiful, and then like what, now I'm a chef, like, and then I was like, now I'm just like cooking for people, and then like I was like, no, like I'm a chef, I'm creating for people, and it's just like putting that positive energy behind each.
That actually
identity.
is very, very good advice, because even me, and I'm sure you feel this way, we've shared it with each other personally, like when people are like, oh, you're a makeup artist. I'm like, I don't know. Like,
Putting a label on things is
Yeah,
just
like,
weird.
am I? I do it for fun. And, you know, I've done gigs, but I don't know. Like, almost feeling like I'm not good enough to give myself that title. So hearing someone like you say that, it's like, you know what? You're right. Like, so thank you for sharing that. Because he'll be like, you can add model to the list now because he's taking pictures. And that makes me cringe. I'm like, no, I'm not. I'm not a model. You know what I mean?
The funny
Like,
thing though is on the flip side of that, like I don't go out tell people that I'm a DJ. I tell people I DJ if they ask, but I don't, like if you look at my old flyers and stuff, I don't have DJ in front of my name. Or if I ever had a business card, or the business cards that I've had before, I never put a photographer on there. You know, I do photography, but I didn't label myself as that because I always thought that was fucking cheap. Yeah.
That's why I put fake DJ.
Yeah.
but I like what she says. So like embody the identity,
Yeah,
you know, like
embody the
and be
identity.
proud.
Yeah, and be proud of it. Move with confidence.
Even like podcasts from like, no, I'm not.
Yeah, you are.
Like,
Like imposter syndrome.
yeah,
No.
that's
Yeah.
no.
Yeah.
I suffer from that heavy. Like even with on the makeup page, like I've had to tell my daughters recently. I'm like, should I start it again? No,
Yes.
because I've stopped it for so long. Nobody wants to see that. Nobody cares, you know. And she's just like, Ma, like, what are you talking about? And I have, it's like my 14-year-old daughter and trying to inspire me, and I'm like, this is great advice. Keep going. Keep telling people out there, because I know I'm not the only one that feels that way. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So going back to skating, I know we've discussed this before. I think on my own podcast like years ago. It was something more therapeutic for you as well.
Yes.
You know, when you started.
Yes.
Do you want to?
Yeah.
go over
So
that?
I mean, that's how like.
Because you
skating-
said it was after the toxic relationship, correct?
After the toxic relationship, I turned skating into a modeling thing for myself, and
Oh,
that's
okay.
when Persian Skater started. I started skating in 2016. Again, after an ugly breakup, I feel like skating keeps resaving me over and over again. Like it's what I tap back into. And I was in 2016, I was just starting my insurance agency, and I had given up my apartment to go and live with my dad again. My parents had divorced, and I'm just now learning how traumatic that divorce was for me.
Oh my gosh.
Now at 32.
Me and Lonnie are like, that's another episode we can all do that.
Yeah, literally. We'll bring you back again.
Yeah, we're gonna bring you back for that one.
I'm going through a lot of therapy and coaching to like learn a lot about myself. And at that time in 2016, I remember like I was just going through a lot, and I was getting really nauseous. Like I get really, really heavy anxiety. So it starts small with like just losing my appetite for a little bit, and then it moves into nightmares, and then losing my appetite for the whole day, and then losing my appetite for a couple of days, and then getting nauseous, and then like the nausea getting so bad that it's almost like a morning sickness where it wakes me up in the morning. And then just like not being able to sleep at night, falling asleep to nightmares, again waking up like at a certain time. For me, it's 5 a.m. With like heavy nausea, and then like going back and forth between the bathroom and my bed, and like not actually like vomiting or anything like that, just the feeling of it,
Right.
of just like feeling sick and heavy until like 11 a.m. And then finally, like, the feeling of nausea goes away, except I'm still not hungry. And then I feel like I've lost most of my day now. So I'm like super defeated. And I'm going to attempt to get something done so I don't feel like complete like loss of the day.
Yeah.
And then just kind of like going through the day, and then now it's already dark out because it's winter and it's 5 o'clock, and like feeling like I lost my whole day, and then feeling like now I'm not even able to sleep because I've been resting technically all day, and then like starting the whole cycle over and over and over again. And once that cycle kind of like takes me over, if I allow it to take me over and not do anything about it, especially in 2016, I had no idea what it was, so of course it just like consumed me. I had 15 days of like this whole thing happening, and after 15 days of not eating, I started going to the ER because I was really feeling sick. And I wasn't really aware that this is like a mental thing. I thought it was a physical thing. And so on my third visit at the ER, they moved me to this psychology section, and I had a psychiatrist come in, and she spent, I don't know, like 8 to 10 minutes with me, asked me a few questions, never made eye contact, and immediately prescribed Xanax.
Of course.
Sounds typical.
Yeah, I was going to say.
And I didn't really get to ask her any questions. She kind of like wrote in and ran out the room, and she never came back. And then they did the discharge paperwork, and they sent me home. And I remember it was like raining. It was like dark, and I was living at my aunt's house at the time, and I just like was sitting on my bed just like bawling. Like I don't know, I was in my 20s, and I was just like sitting, I was like early 20s, and I'm just sitting there like, this is what the rest of my life has come to, like just taking these pills for the rest of my life
just to function,
just to like go through the day and get my job done. And my aunt came home, and she saw me crying, and she came in, and she was like, what's going on? And my cousin, her daughter, had bought me a pair of skates that were sitting across the room. And I just told her like the whole story about like how I wake up. And her suggestion was, the minute you wake up at 5 a.m, and she was a lieutenant in the Navy, so she referenced boot camp a lot. And she was thank you for your service.
Right.
And so she referenced boot camp a lot, and she was like, okay, so she's like, just like boot camp, we're going to get you ready tonight for tomorrow. So we're going to get you mentally prepared and like physically prepared for tomorrow. So you're going to take your shower tonight. You're going to get ready to just head out the door as soon as you wake up. Make it as easy as just putting your shoes on the side of your bed. So I did. So I did all the things that she told me to. I had my shoes on the side of the bed. I put my skates in my car because she told me once I run out the door, I should do a physical activity until the feeling of nausea is gone. So then I drove to the beach to do it. And she had also suggested that any music that I listen to, I pay attention to how it makes me feel. So if it gives me a feeling of anxiety, that's not the kind of music I should listen to. And if it gives me a feeling of calm and like serenity, then that's the music I should listen to. If it makes me happy, then that's the music
This is some
I should
fantastic
listen to.
advice.
Literally,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm in like a.
I'm like about to take this. I'm like about to take this advice.
I'm about to put on some skates and go listen to WAP.
Right.
And so I set it up. I put on, so I did classic Persian music because that makes me feel calm, because that's what my mom used to sing to me as a kid. And so I made a playlist for my morning routine. The night before, I took a shower and got dressed for tomorrow. I laid out a jacket. I put my shoes right at the side of my bed. I had my keys ready to go and my headphones charged. I had everything prepared so like I can just run out the door within less than 30
excuses,
seconds.
yeah.
And so as soon as I woke up and I felt nausea, I grabbed my belongings and I just ran out the door. I started the car and I didn't think about any of it. And Mel Robbins has a book called The 5-Second Rule where she talks about like launching out of bed.
I've seen that.
And that's basically like what I did. I launched out of bed and I just I went to my car, I put on the playlist that I knew was going to make me feel happy, and I drove 30 minutes to the beach. And during that drive, even like my anxiety had started to like settle a little bit. I was still feeling it heavy. It was just like a lot better than going back and forth from my room to the bathroom. And at this time, I had no idea how to skate. So it took me about 30 to 45 minutes to get from my car to the actual boardwalk. And in those 45 minutes, I completely forgot what I ever had anxiety about because all I wanted to do was not fall.
Right? Get these skating down.
Yeah. And so as soon as I got to the boardwalk and I just like took a deep breath and I saw the ocean, I just felt so accomplished that I even got there, that the feeling, the anxiety was gone. I was hungry. I was ready to eat after 15 days. And
That's amazing.
It was an amazing feeling. So I went and got food, and I did it again the night after and the night after. And now it's like my go-to. Like if my anxiety comes back, if I'm going through a hard time at work, if I'm going through a hard time in like my life, I just know that, okay, get back to my playlist that makes me feel good. Go on a drive, go on a skate, go by the beach, go for a walk. Like even when I had my dog, like just go out and like walk my dog. And so like that's been my
Lonnie, we gotta start
remedy.
skating, girl.
Shit.
We gotta start skating.
No, but like
We'll vlog it.
Go with her because like through all this, I've also seen like personal messages that people have sent to her, and she was so encouraging with everybody. You know, just go out and skate. Like you can try this. She would even like record videos, and I remember you would send people videos and be like, oh, try this, or I think there was one where you even said practice on carpet first or whatever.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like tutorials and stuff.
Yeah, she used to do tutorials. She would
Yeah.
like
That's
like
dope.
it was so inspiring, the fact that she was inspiring others, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I don't know if I'd be down to skate, but but no, just honestly, like just being around your presence, like your smile and stuff is just so uplifting, and like it's not just because like you're so beautiful. Also, like I'm hella gassing you up, but you know, like
I know, I'm
just
like
your
trying not to be
message
gay
and
for her over here.
everything. Literally, right?
Like, contain yourself, Ari.
mine too. Shit.
No, but even just like the words that you're spreading, the message that you're talking about, and just even just talking about, you know, just your words are just painting a picture in my head, and like it just speaks so much volume. Like I don't know how else more to like say. I'm really bad at my words with explaining things, but no, like it's just being around you, you know. So for anybody who wants to message
Thank
her,
you.
you know, like I feel like
Oh,
you
yeah.
should definitely reach out.
So I knew you were Vince's best friend, but the reason why I started following you was not just to support you as his friend, but your content really spoke to my soul. Like you put a lot of inspirational stuff on your page, and I was like, dude, this is like beautiful. Like this
Yeah.
is the type of stuff that I want to hear. This is the type of stuff that I want to follow, not these like almost like shallow like influencers, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I love that you're on here because Lonnie knows that like that's why I wanted it to be uplifted. Like I want the theme, like obviously we talk about nasty fun shit all the time, and you know we argue amongst each other for fun, but like at the end of the day
For fun.
I mean it's fun for me to argue but at the end of the day I want us to leave an impression of uplifting people, you know? So I mean, with that being said, is there anything else that you would like to share with us?
Well, thank you guys for all of everything you're saying.
No,
Yeah,
she's
of
impacted my life so much. Like, do you remember the first time we went skating? How different it was from the first time I put on those skates till the end of the day. She's such a good
I
teacher.
feel like we need to like put all these videos on Instagram.
I
so
know,
everyone
little clips.
sees what references we're
No, you know what's funny
making.
though? Is I almost like fucked up that store.
Yeah,
Remember?
you did.
Yeah.
I still have that video. So the
Dude.
video he's talking about is they both did this to me, by the way, and
can't-
on different days, and they pretended like they don't know how to skate, and like completely
Aw, that's
had
messed
me,
up.
like they had
This guy, the fucking hockey player over here.
yeah, and,
And then me, the other hockey player.
Yeah.
literally, like,
Y'all are dicks.
I know.
But that must have been fun.
Yeah, it was. He literally fell down and like took down a whole shelf.
Almost. No, I don't think that I fell at all, but I kept on pretending like I was going
It
to.
was so good. It looked like you did.
Like, I'm pretty sure you did.
Can we
No,
post
because
this?
when we were
right?
when we were in the store, that
Pixar
was
didn't
pretty
happen.
convincing because I kicked something.
Yeah, I have videos.
Yeah.
I'll share.
That's awesome.
I was like trying to aim for the stairs at the beach, and she was holding the camera. She's like, no. No. And you gotta watch. You gotta
You
watch
have to
it.
be there. No, just
Yeah.
But yeah, so did you have anything else you
Yeah,
wanted to
so
say?
just thank you guys for doing this. I watch your podcast and I listen to it. It's one of the other things that like if I'm having like anxiety or whatever, like I feel like I'm with you guys, like having these conversations.
Oh, I love
So
that.
that's why I even
My
texted
heart.
Vince the other day because I was just at home and I was like, okay, like I'm going through a breakup right now. So like, I was just
well,
feeling,
fuck that guy. I'm just kidding. just kidding.
And,
Not kidding.
And I was
Right?
just like really sad, and I was like, okay. So I just like put your podcast on. I was just like sitting there laughing. I don't know what you guys were arguing with Rich about. I forget. I forget the exact content. And it was just like I was just like dying laughing. I was like, I felt like I was in this room with you.
I love that.
And just I don't know.
Well, I hope that now that you're in San Diego, you'll come and guest more often. Will you
Yes.
be open to that?
Yes,
Awesome.
I'd
With
love
Todd Dig.
we'll park the truck outside.
Right?
We'll have
Yeah.
tatting in front of us while we're eating.
Oh my God, we would never leave. We're just gonna
So
chill
down.
here all day.
Get eggplant out of retirement.
Yes, please.
Okay.
Well, before we
I'll
close,
pay for it. You know I'll pay for it. Yeah.
Well,
by
before-
the way, that's how you support your friends. Okay. Fuck it. Like the first.
That's true.
One of
Pay
the
for your
first.
friend
Yeah.
shit, for
One of the first times that I went to her thing when she first got her website up, I ordered it and didn't tell her I was going there, and then just surprised her by picking up my order. So I
Yeah.
paid full price, motherfuckers.
so do that.
And when I shot her menu, she paid me, because that's what real friends do. We really support each other.
Yeah.
Not this. Hey, I'm out front, out in the front. Can I
get
cut the
some?
line? Can I get some drink tickets? Can it's like, no, fucking you can't make guest list and fuck you.
That's so funny. Well,
All right. Then.
Sorry.
So, like I was saying, is there? Let's go ahead and have you plug like your business one last time before we close and everything, so everybody knows where to find you, where to find your menu, et cetera, et cetera.
Okay, so tactictacos.com for the Tactic Taco truck. You can also follow me on Instagram at Tactic Tacos Official. Officially changed the name. And then for my modeling page, where there's like inspiration quotes and things like that, that's PersianSkater.
awesome. And can you put that at the bottom?
Yes, that'll be all at the bottom.
Yes, we'll go ahead and link that below. He will go ahead and link that below.
Yep.
So thank you so much for guesting. We really
Yeah.
appreciate you just like taking the time to spend time with us and inspire fucking even this guy. He's like your best friend and you still inspire him, so we really appreciate it.
Thank you guys for having me. I appreciate you both. And
Oh,
you
of
too
course.
for setting this up.
Yeah.
I know I watched you guys set this up for like
They do a lot.
The setup.
They do.
But they make sure we know they do a lot.
yes. Well, thank you, all four of you. Appreciate you.
Of course.
Thanks.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank
And
you.
order Mikey's meals,
That part.
Yeah, the days that you don't have Tadig,
right?
have Mikey's meals.
Exactly.
And of course, use our code
The babes.
babes
10.
10.
There you go. All right, you guys, thank you again for tuning in, and we will see you guys on the next one. Bye.
Bye.